Tamanna, and good afternoon to you and Neeraj. So essentially, India has paved the way for the likes of Tesla to come in India, set up its manufacturing plants and sell in India. So how it has done it is actually by reducing the import duty for a certain number of units for a certain number of years. So if you look at the key details, a customs duty of 15% will be applicable on vehicles worth $35,000 and above for a period of 5 years. So this 15% is the same as the CKD levels that CKD, that is completely knocked down units, currently enjoy. Remember, CBU, the completely built up units, attracted an investment of and customs duty of 70%. Now that's down to 15%, something that works in the favor of Tesla. OEMs that are going to set up EV plants must invest a minimum of 4,150 crores, but there's no cap on maximum investment. OEMs have 3 years to set up an EV plant in India and about 5 years for domestic value addition. What domestic value addition means that about the local sourcing of components that has to go into the manufacturing of each electric vehicle. A localization of 25% has to be achieved by the 3rd year of manufacturing and 50% by the 5th year of manufacturing. For more details on how this impacts Indian companies, how it means for global OEMs, Sajid, please tell us.
Yeah, thanks, Tushar. The basic thing is that there is a couple of numbers that we need to be aware of. One is that with respect to the kind of manufacturing that can come in the first 3 years. The second one would be the kind of investment. So a minimum of $500 million is what the government is proposing, that anyone who wants to come into India for manufacturing and sales of EV, they have to invest minimum of $500 million. The cars have to be minimum 29 lakh rupee valued, so that they are eligible to it. So any car which has a value of more than 29 lakhs can can be sold through this policy. Plus, there is they have put a small cap of 40,000 EV units initially. So that also, in some sense, helps in protection of some of the domestic manufacturers who are getting into the EV space. And the 3-year period which has been given is basically a preparation time for the incoming player to gauge the market and and look at the scale at which it wants to go through. But at the same time, it also provides the ecosystem, which is the EV ecosystem within the country, to develop, and so that they can reach 25% in 3 years in terms of localization, and then 50% within 5 years. So overall, it seems to be, despite a lot of automakers pushing back, the government has gone ahead and come out with a policy which basically gives an advantage to anyone who wants to make India a manufacturing hub. Neeraj.
Okay. Well, guys, what are the challenges to your mind that could come in for local companies? Because today, it seems that the established auto companies have clearly taken the chin on the back of this. From the highs, the auto index is down significantly.
That's right. If you look at from the company's point of view or from the ecosystem point of view, you are seeing a build-up of ecosystem for electric vehicles in the country. You are seeing battery manufacturing happening in India. You are seeing all the accessories as well as electronics being manufactured in India. Many of those companies are Indian companies who are supplying to global peers. So they have a big opportunity coming in terms of the scale at which they can provide to many of the manufacturers. From the point of view, the Indian manufacturers, they have 3 years to prepare themselves and scale up their operations so that they have a good foothold in this market. Remember, it's only vehicles about 29 lakhs that will be permitted to be sold in the market through this process, unless they become more localized in Indian market. So for the first 5 years, you're not going to see much of a competition coming in, and the domestic players will have a much better advantage going forward. But over a period of, say, 10 years or so, then you have a better play coming in. So Tesla, which is coming into the market, yes, the brand is good and people recognize it, and there may be many buys for it. But I don't think it will dent the Indian players like a Mahindra or a Tata Motors, who have a good plan in place to set up EV. And for that matter, even Suzuki, Maruti Suzuki, because it is 25 and 26, that's when they're going to bring in their EV as well.
Yeah, but just speaking about Tesla, what do you guys reckon? This is, in a sense, a victory for Tesla and Elon Musk, isn't it, Tushar? Yeah. Because they wanted to come in. They said, give us lower duties. The entire auto industry was up in arms, saying that, secure the domestic market first. And they said, Tesla always argued that we're a cleaner technology, so you must give us that incentive. Effectively, that's what's happened?
In a way, you can say that, because Tesla was pushing for a lower import duty for the longest time. It was one of the primary conditions, as per reports, that this was the bone of contention among the discussion that was happening between Indian stakeholders or Indian government officials and Tesla officials, that reduce the import duty will bring the cars in. That has happened, but we have to also remember that even after the 15% import duty, a Tesla which costs about $45,000 in the US will be still about, say, a crore at least. But that's, again, it's a good luxury electric vehicle to have. We already have those vehicles in India. A Mercedes sells a 1.5 crore electric vehicle in India. The Hyundai or Kia sells 60 lakh cars in India. So Tesla now at least comes in that same ballpark of luxury electric vehicles. So it works for them. The likes of Tata Motors and Mahindra, so to say, are sort of still insulated because they work in a different price band altogether, which is up to, say, about 25 lakhs at this point of time.
Just to add there, Neeraj, if you remember, Maruti recently went and acquired the Suzuki Gujarat plant. That's a plant which is supposed to come in with the EV as well. And Suzuki will be coming out with an EV in 25. So, there is a possibility, and Maruti has already, put in its, plans with respect to the investment that is going to make over the next 4 to 5 years in this market. And we may see Suzuki also be one of the players who is coming into the market with an EV, and where, they have a lower customs duty or, import duty which is coming in, and they will be playing a big player in the market in that sense.
Well, for the consumer, it's great. More options coming in.